So this is the biggest mistake people make with their planning. Absolute biggest mistake. It almost gets to the point where you got to ask yourself, why would you fucking even bother if you're not doing these things? Now, the importance of planning is one of, it brings a couple of key things. We call them C's, all right? Number one is control. We bring control of our time and our energy and our focus. When we don't have energy and focus, a couple of things happen. Number one, we become really chaotic. Number two, we turn into wild baboons, like monkeys, pumping their chest around life because we don't have any form of control and we're all over the place and things are chaotic. And that causes an awful lot of stress, frustration, anxiety, depression, drinking, doing stupid things. Number two, one thing we all hate to feel is anxiety because it stresses us out. It puts pressure on our body, right? And we don't need that on top of everything else that's going on. So when we plan, we have clarity. Clarity is knowing the next step, knowing where you're going, knowing what you're doing and the reasons why. So when you see money that you don't recognize coming out of your account and then you phone your bank and say, I'm being spammed, and they turn around and say, oh, it's this payment. You go, yes, of course it is. Thank you very much. You feel a whole lot better, right? You feel that relief. Okay. If you go and get an STI test done because you've been bumming out in the town and you've been really worried that you've caught something and spread it to someone else and they turn around and say it's negative, man, you've got clarity that you're safe. Boom, last one is consistency. When you've got control and you've got clarity and you're planning, right, you then build up a series of a series of consistent actions that lead to an outcome, right? And instead of being in a chaotic state, okay, we got control and we got clarity and a consistency just falls behind. If you imagine, right, my brain is weird. These are two crop harvesters. Boom, they're just plowing through all of the barriers, all of the crops, man, and it's keeping it nice and smooth. And then consistency is just getting this free ride, okay? If you imagine them all chained up, it's just like a trailer. So wherever these harvesters go, I could have just said a car and a caravan, right? But the trailer goes too. So if it goes that way, it naturally just follows. And consistency will always follow control and clarity. Without these two, you will not be consistent. There's lots of different forms of planning. I bet you didn't think there was. I bet you just thought, oh, there's only planning. So there is day-to-day planning. So really knowing where your day is. And I think this is going to be a different video. The 7-day plan. What you're going to achieve over the week. I just thought I'd write them all on there. 28-day and then a 3-month. So we can have different levels of plans. And ideally, what we want is this. We want to get to a state, and it does take about 3 to 4, 5, 6 months to get to this level for this particular one, is that we want to plan here. Because when we plan here, we then know what we need to do on a day-to-day basis, okay? Because everything that you do on a day-to-day basis is about achieving the thing that you said you're going to achieve here. So in theory, there are 30 dots, shall we say, per month. I'm not going to do 30. So what we end up doing is having these 30 dots in month 1, 30 dots in month 2, 30 dots in month 3. And if you achieve everything that you said you were going to achieve by doing the power of 3, right? Your top 3 priorities, and they all move you one step closer to achieving your mission, you're then accountable for your time. It's almost like having a shopping budget that you have for a month. And then every single week you break that budget down into 4, and that's your weekly budget. That's exactly how this planning system works. Is that over 3 months, you want to achieve X. So in the first month, we have to do X amount. So we have to spend a certain amount of time on that task as we go through over the 30 days. So in theory, how that would work is you'd go, that's what I want to achieve in 3 months. Boom. This is what I need to do in the first 28 days. This is what I need to do in the first 7 days. And this is what I need to do on the first day. So you reverse engineer the process. For people that are just starting out with us on our Mission Mastery 12, and if you want to be a part of that and really elevate yourself to the next level, you can book in a breakthrough call with my team on the link directly below, and we will audit where you are and where you're going to get to. Plug over. We've just focused on the first 3 months of doing the day-to-day stuff, and when you're ready, going on to the weekly stuff. And by the end of the 3 months, we then want you to start thinking about the 28 days, because you are not conditioned to go straight into this here. You got no idea what you want. You're not even leading yourself yet. So how can you even quantify planning over 3 months. You can't do it. It's like you coming into my gym saying, lift that 200 kilograms. And you're like, I'm only 70 kilograms. I've never done a deadlift. Doesn't matter. Do the 200 kilogram deadlift. You couldn't do it. Or you fucking break yourself, and you break yourself mentally and emotionally here. Okay. You wouldn't have control. You wouldn't have clarity. You wouldn't have consistency. You'd just be fucked because you'd be burnt out. So we have to start here. And this is like lifting a bar just to work on the technique, and then you build up over time. Make sense? This is where you lot fuck it up. All right. For a relationship to work, we need 2 things. Okay. Communication and understanding. If you have communication and understanding, you're on the same path together. You understand each other. As you evolve and grow as a personality with your values and your wants, you grow together. If you don't communicate, one person goes the other way and the other person goes the other way, and you end up divorced with a large fucking bill. Number 2 is understanding. You've got to know and understand each other. I know you're probably thinking, what's this got to do with planning? But trust it. Okay? You stay together. If you understand each other. If you don't, you end up going your own way. And the only way that we make this work is by connecting, communicating, and understanding each other. So I'm just going to use the 28-day plan as an example. Right here, you are married to your 28-day mission. And in order for that 28-day mission, what do you need? You got it. Communication and understanding. Because if you don't, your 28-day mission is going to fuck off that way, and you're going to be going that way because you're distracted. Every single second of a day, your brain is looking for ways to be distracted. It's looking for all of the obstacles and all of the things that look a lot fucking prettier than your shit 28-day mission. So in order to stay here, we have to have communication and understanding to stay connected. Okay? And as you go through the process, okay, you need to keep yourself on path and not fuck off or get distracted. And the way that we do that is every single day that you wake up, you look at your 28-day plan and you remind yourself what you're trying to achieve. This then becomes your North Star. Every single thing that you're doing on your day-to-day basis has to be in line with what you write here. If you don't check this, you will fucking forget this about 30 minutes after you write it. Double 28-day plans of a night. I'm all over it. If I asked you 30 minutes later, you wouldn't know. I don't even remember. I struggle to remember my kids' names and get them right, let alone my 28-day plan. So I have to stay connected, communicated, and understand the reasons why I'm doing these things. I keep communicating with myself through my mission builder, which is our thing that we use in our group. You can't get this, you have to be a member. The things that I do every single day, those little dots that I did earlier, I have to make sure that my top 3 things are in line with what I said I was going to achieve here. If they've got nothing to do with this, you're going off that way, that is then forgotten. So every day you must look at, depending on what level you're at, what your 3-month goal is. In fact, take a step back at what your 1-year vision is, at what your 3-month mission is, what your 28-day mission is, what your 7-day mission is. Every single day that I'm in here, okay, and there's my weekly mission right there, and every single day, come on you fuckface, that I'm doing my morning plan here. Are you on track to achieve your mission? I better go and check. Am I on track? Yeah, tick, tick, tick. Connection, communication with myself and the mission, understanding why I'm doing it. That is what's going to be the difference between a high performer, a world-class individual who wants to move away from an average life where you're just separating and you're making the same bullshit excuses, which is the reason that you haven't progressed, and somebody that is going to achieve some real shit in their life and get to the next level. Control, clarity, consistency. Let's fucking get it.